What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Ever Adaptive Podcast. I'm your host, Beckie Flowers, here with my co-host,
Sarah Mudson. Toby is trying to knock in here right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I just heard him at the door.
Between cats, dogs, and kids, it's going to be interesting.
You got a house full of family right now, don't you?
I do, and I have a locked door, so we'll see if somebody comes pounding on it. But all right, so this week we are going to be talking about something we're really excited about. Kind of diving into law of attraction and having to do with the circle around you and how, circling back to law of attraction, that does bring the people around you that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that we kind of went into right before we got started was it's just what you put out is what you're going to get back in. And that goes with everything, really. That goes with your, can you hear him? He's like scratching at the door. He's insane right now. He's so mad that the door is closed.
Mom.
But going into anything, whether that's personal development, whether that's friendships, whether that's just outlook on whatever, you're gonna get back what you're putting out. And like manifestation, like that is so real.
Yes, I love manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I always used to think was so woo-woo. Like I was never, I'm not really woo-woo, but it does work. It works. And when you actually think about what you want to bring into your life and you like visualize it and you can see it, you start acting in a way that is already your life. So you're showing up in a way that person would and will show up, which ends up bringing it to you. So it's manifestation with work.
For sure. Yeah. It's not going to be just an automatic thing. It's not just like the whole manifestation. It's like, yeah, manifestation's real, but you also have to take the proper steps to make that shit happen.
Yeah. You have to take action. Okay. So let's talk about law of attraction and how that can kind of correlate with your friend group. Because originally we were kind of talking about circle of friends around you, quality versus quantity, and then diving into this.
Yeah. So very, very real. Kind of trickling back to the trim the fat, right? Trim the fat, get rid of the excess shit and the people that aren't bringing any value, or they're draining, right? I always like to think about people that, like, say your phone lights up, right? And someone's texting you. And what's your initial feeling when you see that person's name on your phone? Is it, oh, I'm glad this person texted me? Or is it like, oh, fuck. Like,
do not
that's
disturb
a very,
really fast.
very, yeah, that's a very, very telling way of how that person's affecting you. Is it in a positive light, or is it something that's taking away from you and draining you?
Yeah.
And if it's draining you, get rid of that shit. Because listen, like my biggest thing is like I used to be such an empath where I would carry the weight of people's problems. And once I got to the point of, I'm like, my shit's the most important. Like, no matter what, I have to live with myself for the rest of my life and prioritize my health, happiness, and everything I do above anything. Yeah. And if you're not living in alignment with that and you're allowing people to just constantly drain you left and right, you can't pour from an empty cup. Like, you just can't. You simply cannot. And when so many people, and it's not like a selfish expectation or anything like that. It's just, I'm so big on reciprocation. I don't know how to say that word. That one. I always feel so dumb. I can type it. I can never say it out loud.
Oh, you can't type it.
That is it's something I'm so, so big on. And it's not like oh, well, it's not like a tit for tat thing. Like I did this for you, so you have to do this for me. It's no, it's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, right? Like
Mhm.
if you got me, I got you. But if it's constantly, I'm helping you, I'm helping you, I'm helping you, it's one way and that's gonna drain you.
Yeah.
And you have to hone in and be selfish and just get rid of the people that are counterproductive to where you're trying to go.
And be okay with that. Cause I feel like sometimes it's hard to let people go that have been in your life for so long. But everyone has a purpose in your life, and 99.9% of the people are just going to be for a season. And I think we need to just be okay with that.
Yeah.
One thing that I did want to bring up with the energy is I actually was on two like friend dates here in person over the weekend. And with both of them, I left feeling energized. And that is just a telltale sign for me. Like those people are worth keeping in my circle
Mhm.
because I can't tell you how many people I'll get around and I just feel like I have to go home and take a nap because
Yeah.
they
It's
drain you.
exhausting.
It is. It is. So if you are feeling energized when you leave that person or after a phone call or text, like you said, like that is a good sign that that's somebody to have that reciprocity with and like have that back and forth. But if you feel like that person is draining you,
Mhm.
just, I mean, you can start going ghost. You don't have to respond right away. You don't have to have this big blowout and make it high school, but
Nope.
just don't make yourself so available.
Yeah. That's a big, big thing is availability. It's like, and especially now, it's like we're tied to our phones and everyone just thinks that like you are so available all the time. And it's like, I could even want to talk to this person, but like right now, I got way too much other shit going on that like, and if they understand, if they're an understanding and they have your best interest in mind, they'll realize and they'll respect that. Like, right, really, you like, hey, I understand you have shit going on and they're not going to hold that against you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big, big thing is people that are just expectant to hear back from you right away, to have your time and energy. Say you're posting on your story or something and maybe they're sitting in unread in your text messages. Get over it.
Yeah.
You are not the center of attention. Like that, I don't know. That's something so big to me. And it's not being rude. It's just it's setting that boundary of I have other priorities right now and I'll get to you when I have the capacity to, right? It's
I'm
like
like 3 to 5
we
business
all have
days.
so much shit going on. And especially for me in this very transformative last couple of weeks where I have had so many people like reach out like, hey, when can we hang out? Like when can you do something? I saw that. And I'm like, listen, this is the most literally the most chaotic month of my life. I need you to understand that. And if you don't, I really don't have time. Like, I
No,
won't have time after I do have time.
exactly. Because this has been such a stress, and we'll get to what's actually going on at the end of the episode, so we won't be so cryptic. But
Finally.
this,
I
finally, right?
feel
After
like
like
it's been a
3
really
weeks,
long time coming. People are like, what's going
enough
on?
already. They're like, whatever. But no, like if they aren't willing to be understanding of what's going on and realize that one, they are not the center of your world. You are the center of your world. And
Mhm.
two, you have shit going on, then like you said, like they don't have a place in your life going forward. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Hopefully they understand it.
Yeah.
It kind of it
And
trims the
if they
fat,
don't,
like you said. It
yep, trim the fat. Trim the fat because it's you either have that understanding or you don't. And if you don't, it's very selfish.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you don't have that person's best interest in mind because you aren't understanding of what they have going on.
And we live in
But
a society that is very selfish.
yes.
We are all self-centered. So if you aren't doing the work on yourself to make yourself better,
Mhm.
you're going to struggle with that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And maybe that's a surefire sign to kind of hone in and be like, there maybe there's some things that I need to work out and be on my own and really do the work of self-development and figuring out why that is.
yeah. Yeah. Honestly, because we all can change. And I feel like we're going everywhere, but like, I have been the shitty friend before. I have been the friend that was the toxic one. And I've had to do a lot of work on myself over the years to become a better human so I can be a better friend and attract the people that I actually want in my life.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, and I feel like I'm just on the verge of where I want to be.
Yeah. And those people that have that period of working on themselves and doing the hard work and development and that alone time, that seclusion of honing in on themselves, it's very, very evident. And like they're on a higher frequency and shit. Like that's what I want to be surrounded by.
Yes. That's what
Like,
so it like attracts you to the person.
yeah. And it's like I can tell within 30 seconds of meeting someone if it's like, I don't want you around me, or I'll get to know you better. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very, very rare where those people that have done it and they are in that, it's just a self-awareness. And those people that have that self-awareness, it's like it's so few and far between. It's like that's who I want around me. That's who I want in my circle. And that's why my circle is so small. And that's why I've cut so many fucking people off over the last couple of years.
Fucking preach. Like I don't have anything else to say because that's exactly what it is. That's how I feel too. And when you are going through that time of cutting people, like trimming the fat, I just fucking love that saying. When you are going through that time, it is going to be very lonely and you are going to feel like,
It
is it me?
sucks.
Yeah. You're going to start to think that you're the issue.
Yep.
Um, but once you get through on the other side, you start to cultivate this group around you that you always wanted. Like I just turned 36. I feel like I have like this core group that's starting to come around me that's just starting. And it's taken 36 years to get here. And this is like the core that I wanted for so long. But I had to go through so much being the toxic person and then crappy people around me and then getting away from it and just becoming who I am to start to attract those people.
Right. And I want to reference a voice memo that you sent me the other day.
Oh
And I know
God.
you know exactly what one I'm talking about
Yes.
because you are post show
Mhm.
and you're a little bit going through the post show blues, right? But you started to do some digging into that and some thought into it and kind of see where it was rooting from. And what did you tell me?
That I was grieving the fact that I was no longer surrounded by a group of people that understood what we go through as competitors in person. And it was really hard to go from being around that for even just 3 days
Mm-hmm.
to then being thrown back into my world here where I feel very isolated in person. Like, obviously, I have online, but in person. And I was really just going through it, going through
Mm-hmm.
the feels, and then having mom guilt on top of it because I have these children and like I shouldn't I don't want to say I shouldn't, but like you feel like you shouldn't feel like that because you have children to raise and like they are my home. But
Of
I
course.
like it's almost like that the competitor, like that community feels like home. And I
Mhm.
haven't had that ever. So
Yeah.
like,
And it's same thing, right? Those people are on a different vibration and just mental level of doing the hard work,
yeah.
right? And your average person, no matter where you are, there aren't many of them. It doesn't matter where you are. Sure, there are, more populated communities of that, but I mean, shit, I know where I am and I know where you are. That's not a prominent thing. But it's okay to build that and really making that actualization and realization of these people aren't who I want to be around is like the first step, right? And just kind of making that differentiation of self-awareness versus the other 99%.
Yes. Yeah. And I think you also start to attract then people that you never knew were in your immediate circle.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the way home from Pittsburgh, there was a girl that was a competitor and she lives probably 30 minutes away from me. I met a girl at the gym during cardio who also knows that competitor. And like that's how we have a conversation now. And she's in off season. I think she's been in off season for like 3 years, she said, but like she still gets it. And that would have never happened if I didn't put myself into that environment. And, then those people start to attract their way to you.
Mm-hmm.
While it's not where is not where I want to end up. And it's not my end all be all. Like at least then I can cultivate some people around me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I think that's it. Just goes circling back to our initial, the law of attraction and just putting out what you want to get back. And it really does just it goes full circle.
it does. Yeah. Yeah. With everything. Well, that was really short and sweet, but do you have anything else?
I don't have anything to add. That was, no, I mean, it was deep for sure. And it's very real shit that I think that a lot of people need to
Mhm.
hear because I mean, so many people, I feel like, gosh, even especially in the gym community, are so hell-bent on being liked, where it is different. It is different than the ones that are, I guess, in it for reasons for themselves.
Mhm.
Like the competitors or just anyone who has any sort of discipline, where you're in it for yourself because you want to grow and develop yourself versus these teenagers that you see at the gym that are just trying to get clout.
Or even some competitors that just want to do it for likes on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can tell. Um yeah, the internal versus external and
It's really
there
apparent.
it
And
is.
the fitness community is filled with that shit. And it's not every competitor is on that same wavelength.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But like you said, you you can tell pretty fast
Yeah.
which one you want to stay away from and which one you want to like bring
Mhm.
into your circle.
Right.
So, and honestly, if you can tell that really fast, other people can tell that really fast. So make sure that if that's what you're looking at and that's what you're judging, like make sure that that's what you're putting out first. Like always look inward, self awareness, and just don't be a shitty human, and you won't attract shitty humans to you.
Done.
All right. Well, let's tell them what you are doing now.
Oh,
What's been so
okay.
cryptic?
So I officially am transitioning out of the HRT world, which I am so grateful for my time there. I've learned so much just in reading blood work and learning about hormones and figuring out how to regulate and optimize and just everything having to do with that. And it was such a huge pivotal stepping stone for me, but I am going to be bringing that knowledge into, I'm just going to be coaching full time. So I'm
So
so
excited.
excited about it. I am really excited to kind of take this adventure and just make shit happen.
Yeah.
So I will be taking online clients, nutrition training, and I will be doing competitors as well.
I'm so excited for you. And you do posing as well. So even if you
Yeah.
already are working with a coach, you
Yep.
can hit her up for posing.
Yeah. I'm honestly just like astonished with some of the transformations that some of my girls have made, you being one.
I'm astonished too. I took
Yeah.
a video at the gym this morning and I turned my phone around so I can't, like, I turned away from the mirrors, turned my phone around so I can't fuck with it. And yeah, no, there's some little tweaks, but I'm like, damn, like
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty good, Becky. Good job.
And it comes with just putting the work in and having the proper direction and the eye for what accentuates each person individually.
And I think you're really, really good at explaining things in a way that just makes sense. Like you'll give little cues that it's just like, oh, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that
It's
just
a,
stays
it's an
with you.
art. It's an art figuring it out, like those little cues that kind of make it click for people. But it's so. I mean, how many times have we been on a posing session and you finally do something and I'm like, holy fuck, that was it. Like,
And then you want to do it over again. Like,
yeah, I get so excited about it. So yeah, it'll tie right into that. I'm very excited to get this more rolling. I have already been coaching. So just keep building. And you are taking on more clients as well, right?
I am. Yeah. So all of my children are going to school this year, all three of them first year. So I am officially opening up my books again for new clients, and I will be taking on competitors as well. So that has been a big question in my Instagram inbox over the years. And I've gotten the knowledge. I'm continuing to get the knowledge. It's never ending. So
Yep.
we're going to take this
Yeah.
on.
We are sponges.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Absorb
never
everything that
ending.
you can because there's always something to learn. I always love being a student and just continuing to further knowledge. And I'm very excited for this next chapter, for the last one to close, and for me to really kind of learn my true, I think, capacity with work ethic. And it all served a purpose. It was just time for me to turn the page. I
Mhm.
love my last job. I literally like I've helped change so many lives, and I will always be so grateful for that and for that company to provide me to be able to do that and allow me to be able to do that. And now I'm kind of transitioning that into a different way of helping change lives even further.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
obviously so big on mindset, and I really know that that is something that I want to share, obviously, with this, and that'll just correlate right into just full on coaching as well. So,
Yeah, I think that is one of the key points that a lot of people don't bring up with coaching is there is so much mindset that goes into it.
mm-hmm.
I mean, when we think about physiologically, like dealing with stress and all of that, a lot of it starts up here
Mm-hmm.
that then correlates into your
Your body
body.
follows, it follows suit.
Exactly.
Once you get the mind right, your body will follow suit as long as you're putting
Exactly.
in the work.
With everything.
Yep.
Gosh. I'm so excited for you. I cannot wait to just see you fucking crush it.
Thank you. I'm very excited. And I mean, you and I are always bouncing ideas off of each other. So it's just like, how can we help each other grow? And
Yeah.
that is the shit that I want around me, where it's like there's no jealousy, there's no animosity, there's no like we're in competition. It's like, no, like we can help each other here. Like, let's fucking do it.
Yeah. You know what? Before we go, I had put up a question box on my Instagram Friday of just like, how can I help you? And
Mhm.
it was so cool because I was getting like a whole bunch of questions and it was like all ranges, not just coaching. And somebody had asked, how do I deal with jealousy? And I kind of took it in both ways, relationship and just success. And with success, I have learned the hard way that if you are jealous of somebody else's success or a goal that you're trying to achieve and they achieve it before you, like you are literally putting out to the universe, it is law of attraction that you don't want that goal.
Mhm.
So instead of being jealous of the person, look and see what actions they're doing that you might not be doing and put those into your daily routine. Daily actions that you can do that'll get you closer to that. And then just celebrate the fuck out of that person because that's just going to bring it back to you.
Yeah. Being supportive is something that I I don't think enough people do.
No.
Especially in the people that you want in your life. It's like, why wouldn't you support someone following their dreams or coming into success or just anything? It's like, why wouldn't you be supportive? And that's a really ugly trait, to be jealous or somehow turn it around and make it about you.
Yeah.
And like, if that's what you're doing, do some digging.
Yeah. Yeah. Dig and see what's coming up for you and how you can fix it because I can guarantee it's on you, not them.
Yep.
So. All right. Well, thanks so much, guys, for hanging out with us. And we will be back next week with another episode.
Bye, guys.